Now, we've received a call from one of our listeners, Chris. He was in a similar situation. He broke the AVO against him, taken by his ex-partner, before he was eventually sent to jail and finally worked on his mental health. And he realised how bad it was going to get. He joins us this morning to tell us what made him stop and what he was going to do to his ex. Good morning to you, Chris.
Hi, Moodman. How are you, Jess?
Hi, mate. Thank you for talking to us and being so honest.
Yeah, when I heard about this last week, it absolutely shocked me, and I was devastated at what Rowan had actually done. And as Moodman said last week, only he can answer those questions. But I went through this myself. Stupidly, I broke the AVO 21 times, and this is what I want to talk to you about, is the piece of paper that the AVO is written on is, I'm sorry to say, it's absolutely not worth anything, because it doesn't stop you from actually getting in the car or whatever it may be and going to that person's house and doing something. And the thing is, I did some really silly things, intimidation, and the worst thing is, all men around Australia, around the world, need to, really look at what's going on, and we, as other men, need to help these guys.
Obviously, it got to a point where you were arrested and jailed. What was the point there after breaking the AVO 21 times? Were you violent, or was there a reason to arrest you, or can the police arrest you after breaking an AVO so many times?
Well, I had a good legal team, and they got me out of a couple of instances where I'd sent some letters and so on to my daughter. That was a breach of AVO. There was a couple of others.
Okay.
And in the end, they just basically, enough was enough, and they'd had a gutful. The police put me through the courts, and the judge basically said, Chris, what you've done, this is not right. I'm basically going to, give you something to think about, and that was 6 months. And it's not a very nice place to go to. That's all I can say.
Did you fear that you were going to injure your ex-partner and hurt your children? Did you fear you were going to hurt them?
I did, Moonman. There was a couple of cases there that some stupid stuff came over my mind, and, I thought about that. But in the end, I was never going to do anything as far as Rowan did. Mine was just more so to get back at her and so on like that. It was never anything. I was never going to physically, harm her and go to that extent. There's certainly some crazy stuff that does certainly come on your mind, and I was just lucky that, my mindset, and I've had a lot of help over the years with, with this problem. I went to Relationships Australia, and did all the right courses and everything like that. And as I said, there's just no need for it now. We probably could have worked everything out, and it would have been, happy days.
You say that you went to jail and that's where you got to change your ways, but you were lucky. Do you think the system is broken?
The reason why my partner opted for the jail was the best thing was to teach me a lesson, but it was also to get me out of the picture for a while so that, she could get some normality back in her life. But the going to jail is not the right thing. That person goes into jail, they vent, they think of crazy ways to get back at the person, and you can actually see some worse off things in jail than what it would be better to have a rehabilitation place where they can put these people and they can be looked after, but they can't be able to be released out until they are assessed or something along those lines.
We're going to appeal to men to, call someone before they get to a point where they are violent against their partner or children. And Chris, you've been a great help in putting that message out there. So thank you very much for joining us.
Take care.
Thank you, Chris. 8:21, Moonman in the morning.